guys, we're back. It's movie reviews. Woo! Movie reviews are back, and I'm breaking the green screen and everything because I'm so excited. Guys, I miss movies.
Yes.
I still miss movies because we didn't actually go to the theaters for this one. This was a VOD, an early screener for an Amazon film, Borat, subsequent Moviefilm.
Also known as
Borat, gift of pornographic monkey to Vice Premier Michael Pence to make benefit
That's too
recently
long.
diminished nation of Kazakhstan. Ridiculously long title. Similar to the first movie had a pretty long title. Okay, so first let me talk a little bit about movie reviews. I've missed you guys, and you know, obviously there's some theaters going out of business. They've shut down for a while. So we cannot wait to get back to movie reviews as soon as movies get back in full swing. So we thought, well, there are still films coming out. So most of them are on VOD. So we could still review some of these. Now, I don't know about you two, but I loved the first Borat. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was disgusting. I thought it was, you know, Sacha Baron Cohen at his best doing what he does, right? A bit of social commentary, a bit of just gross out comedy. But overall, it was a fun time, and it kind of had you self-reflect on, you know, Americans and foreigners and that kind of thing with the famous, you know, Borat. And, of course, we had to deal with countless, you know, quotes and stuff. Nice, very nice, you know. Not, you know, stuff like that. It sounds more like Tommy Wiseau.
14 years ago.
a long time ago.
What?
14 years ago.
The original Borat.
Yes. 2016.
We are old.
Oh, 2006.
Oh,
shit. Wow. So the question is, can Borat still work in our society, in our current climate, 14 years later, in the middle of a pandemic, and in an election year, is the main question. And can he still be funny? Does lightning strike twice? Well, I guess I'll just jump right into it and get to the brass tacks. Borat, gift of pornographic monkey to Vice Premier Michael Pence to benefit recently diminished nation of Kazakhstan is funny, but unfortunately, lightning doesn't strike twice.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but it is not as funny as the first film, and it's not as poignant or impactful the first time.
It was as cringy. There's a lot
super cringy. In fact, the cringe factor was probably dialed up a little too much for my tastes at certain times. So while still funny, the joke is getting a little old, and I didn't think I would think that because I love Borat and I would like to see him again. But I don't. There's not going to be a third. It's not working. What did you guys think of the film?
I was super excited to see this because, like you, I liked the first one. I was like, I want to see these antics, and I saw the trailer. I was like, this is going to be good. But unfortunately, it kind of fell flat for me.
Yes.
Like, some of it was very cringe. I didn't like it. There were so many dead times. Some of them were just kind of like over the top. They were just trying to go for the shock factors. Like,
well, that
was
the first did.
But the first one was like better, more thought out. I guess.
Yes.
This one was just like
the stories were more compelling when they went for the shock factor.
Yeah, like the shock factor kind of had a purpose. This is like, let's just see what we could get, a rise out of people. I was like, that's kind of annoying.
But that's his stick.
Yeah. I think the highs are just as high here as in the original. There were some really clever, really funny, brief moments in this one that probably make it worth seeing just on its own. But you have to be prepared that it is a sequel. There is, like you said, a lot of dead time where you're going from, you know, like he got famous with the Ali G show, which I love, right? It's
Ali G. I like Ali G even more than Borat.
For sure, but lots of little skits tied together, and that's what this feels like. It feels like a bunch of skits that they strung together loosely with a plot. But the issue is between those skits, you kind of lose a lot of momentum. You get to these points where it's like, come on, let's move into these things a little bit quicker. Let's work on the editing and the writing. I know I'm talking about like real, like it's a Borat movie.
I
And
know.
I'm
Yeah,
stopping
that's what
myself.
I'm
I'm like, man, all right. Just it's like if
yeah.
you stick to the funny and the cringe and a little less on the other stuff, and I think it would have flowed a little bit better.
Yes.
I still like this movie. I would
with
still
you.
say if you like the first Borat, you should go see this movie. It's just not as strong as the first one.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And on top of that, in addition, the storyline that was there is less compelling.
Yeah.
There's a storyline with his daughter. So this is going to kind of surprise you because I was looking forward to adventures with Borat and his sidekick. You know, I
Yes.
forget his sidekick's name.
Something Asimov.
So 14 years you expect me to remember him, but well, that's close. But and he is not in the film. Instead, he is
He's in the film.
He's in the film.
Okay,
You have to
no,
wa-
he's
Yes,
not.
yes, he is.
Okay, that's disgusting. Anyways, he's somewhat in the film, but he's obviously they're focusing on something different. And this film, it truly is. It leans very hard into Borat's relationship with his daughter. Yes. How does somebody from the fictional Kazakhstan, okay, we're talking about his made-up version of these backwards, third world country, traditions. In that world, how do you treat your daughter? How do you teach your daughter? How does she come into her own? And I was like, oh, man, I just want more Borat. I don't want the fucking feel-good story of raising a daughter and this and that. And, now, ultimately, watching it, I'm like, okay, fine. It works, but it's not what I was looking forward to. It's not what I thought the film was advertised as. And at least in the small snippets that I saw, I thought it was going to be more Borat. Borat making fun of Mike Pence. Is he going to, do something crazy there? And he does, but that's not the focus.
Yes.
Yeah. So, in these Borat films, you have to rely on the fact that obviously these are sort of like a faux documentary, right? They follow around a foreigner who has no idea what you're doing, and technology mystifies them, right? Do you really buy this, Joe? That these people number one, don't know Borat. How do you do a film 14 years later when everybody knows who Borat is?
That's what I was thinking, too. How is it going to be incognito? Because, everyone has seen Borat.
Yes.
Everyone has, even if you
Even
haven't,
if you haven't had
you've known through, it's the king of the castle, all this other stuff. Yes.
And
they're
very nice. I like. I forget what it is.
Yeah, they actually paid attention to it. It's like, all right, well, the first scene, he finally comes back to America. It's like, oh, Borat, can you have your autograph and this and that?
They do address it
okay,
right away.
Now I have to be get another
disguise,
costume.
Yeah. But even
great.
in the costumes, Joe, do you think
Yes.
that people see the costumes and are like, am I being pranked? Am I being Borated?
I think so because
Do you think this
As
is
a
real? Is what I'm asking you.
at some points, yes, because as a retail worker, guy's trying to be super helpful. He's a foreigner. He's like, all right, maybe he doesn't understand. He's trying to be so helpful, but at the same time, it's pretty over the top, but hilarious.
I imagine they probably had to film dozens of scenes in dozens of different stores where midway someone just goes, no.
Yeah.
What is wrong with
That's
you?
what I was
Or
thinking,
they
so-
go to a store and who's your dumbest employee and when are they working? All right, we're going to set up cameras all in here and we're going to pretty much prank your employee.
Yes,
and
that's perfect.
They have to kind of stage it in some sort of way because a lot of these things are unbelievable. So they probably have the shotgun method where we have to find 50 of the dumbest
And here's
people.
what I would like. I would like at the end of the film if they did a roll of credits where they show all those people who I know who you are, Sasha. Cut it out.
Yeah.
I could see right through that shitty face, the shitty mustache and beard that you have on. That kind of stuff. That would make it more real because I do believe that you could get this. If you can fucking make a basketball shot, from God damn it, I keep hitting the screen. I can't put it back. But if you can make anything look impossible look possible, then you can film 87 different interviews and choose the one where the person is not familiar with Sasha, doesn't
Drunk.
know Borat.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. In the first one, whenever he kidnapped Pamela Anderson, there was 2 takes. The first take, he kidnapped her, he took her out. None of the fans did anything. He's like, "You have some shitty fans." So the second time they're like he needed a better reaction, so they did it again. So
Oh,
then
I
he
didn't
got
know that. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
so then he got that reaction.
Right.
So yeah,
but
he
see, what I
does-
think it would be more effective is at the end they show this so that we can see that process.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I was thinking, there's no fucking way. These people are just going along with it, and then at the end, though, was this fake or something?
Yeah, so you gotta find the right take.
Right, yeah. Okay, so anyways, so that's the way a Borat film is structured. You've got the story in between the parodies themselves. Now, what did you guys think about the individual parodies?
Like I said, it was hit and miss. Like some of them were very cringe.
I mean, parody interviews, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The parody interviews were, well, I guess can we talk about a certain one?
Yeah, I mean...
The debutante
okay,
one.
so here... Let me try to guide it here
Okay.
because we don't want to do too many spoilers for you guys. In fact, we're going to do no spoilers
Yeah.
because one of them it's a shocking twist. Okay, they're sitting on some information here. They're sitting on something big, and they don't want anybody who's seen the screener to leak it beforehand. Though it's probably already going to come out.
Yes.
But we're going to adhere to that. And, just kind of touch lightly on these things. One of them is fax machine. So he needs to communicate with his country, and he goes to the local FedEx, and he has this
He picked the right target. That
precious
was
old
like
guy
the perfect
who
target.
perfect target. Just old guy, white hair. Looks like nobody's been in this store in ages.
The guy's just like, whatever. Let's just fucking do it.
And he just like does text messages back and forth with that kind of frequency. Like, sup. And then the headquarters faxes back, sup.
With a question mark.
With a question mark. And so he's having this guy notate this and take it back. And you're thinking, this guy's going to get sick of it. He never gets sick of it. And I think it's because, like, all the shocking things that they ramp it up, that they start to, fax back and forth like dick pics and shit like that. And he's just there for the whole ride, probably because nothing else is happening in his store, and this is the most excitement he's had in forever. So I believe that one was legitimate. I think that one was real.
Yeah, I think he went home
Felt
with a great
genuine.
story. He's like, you never will guess what happened to me at work.
Yes. His wife, like, you need to hear this. And then let's see. So then there's the FaceTime. I don't know if I really believe that FaceTime guy.
I do, like I said, like Alex was saying, multiple takes, different stories. Got to find out the one that works.
Okay.
I think that one was genuine up until the very end, and when he kind of figures it out, there's like, look, just go with it for 30 more seconds.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
it's
he'll
like,
just
and then
get
he's like,
out.
all right, that's fine, because it was long, continuous takes up until the end, and then it starts going quick cuts back and forth. So it's like, all right, he probably got it somewhere in there, and they're just like, dude, come on.
Yeah. So I will say this much. With his daughter, you probably guessed it, is he's trying to gift his daughter to Mike Pence. That is the gift in order to bring glory back to his nation. So there's this whole storyline where they're dolling up his daughter because she is rough looking. She got the unibrow. She's dirty as heck. She lives in a cage.
She's got hay in her hair. Yeah.
Yeah. In Kazakhstan, they fictional, obviously treat their daughters like cattle, and tell them that to never explore their bodies, or else they will be eaten alive and sucked into stupid shit like that. So anyway, they doll her up, and they turn her from looking really rough to looking really well. And how did they do that? Well, they start to go get advice.
They try to make her into a
Instagram lady. What? Did you
sugar
think this
baby
was
lady.
legit?
That was
Oh, man.
terrible.
Yeah.
I can't believe they actually went to her. They try to make her into sugar baby. They're like, oh, well, what you need to do is change everything about yourself.
Yeah.
Change your personality, your looks. Men, you need to be submissive, weak. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you actually fucking do this.
Yeah.
What is
Well,
wrong
you
with
heard
you?
why she does it, because right
For
at the
the
end,
money.
for the money.
Yeah.
In
She
order to
gets
get
paid
the
a
money.
ton of money.
Right. I just don't
That was
understand
just-
men that like that, or that are into that. And some of them know that that's the purpose that they're there for,
Yeah.
and they still roll with it. There's no
They got
self-respect.
money, it's older
But
men.
it shines a light on the whole Instagram sugar daddy thing. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of social commentary for you beyond the whole. This is devil magic with fax machines and things like that. And Okay, so there's multiple twists in the film, and we're not gonna reveal it here, but things don't go as planned. Obviously, with a
In a
person
Borat
like
movie?
Borat, 14 years of notoriety, he's probably not going to be able to get some of the things that he's gotten before. So they kind of sweep it under the rug, and there's somewhat of a payoff, but then they go, okay, so now we need to do this because something happens, and it kind of throws the film off rails, but they get it back on rails by doing a few more of those Fox interviews or parody interviews. We have a genuinely good person babysitting his daughter, and she's just kind of shocked by some of the things that Borat has been teaching his daughter. And I think this one's legit.
I don't know about this.
To a point.
But initially I thought it was legit. And then I was like, this is totally fake. Because the way they set up the shots, to a normal person, you have to interrupt the flow. You have to be like, okay, stop. Now we need to get a camera view of you driving off and dropping off the daughter, or we need to get this separate camera angle, or he's going to look at a little toy and you're going to do this. So I think it was fake, and that one blends real, they're trying to blend the faux with the reality, but I could tell that that one was there to make the daughter-father story work.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably started out pretty genuine. Like, her reactions did look genuine, and then it probably falls apart in the first minute.
And then behind the scenes, they're like,
just look, here's some money. We're going to put you in a couple of these scenes.
Yep.
Go along with
just
it.
go along with it, and, it'll be great. So
I did skip one hugely shocking thing. This movie's going to make you uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's very good at doing that. It did that in the first film. This one, it's going to do it in a much more, shall we say, bloody way.
Your favorite.
Yeah. So, yeah, just scared of bloody. You can't stand the sight of blood. So this must have been traumatizing for you.
I hate it.
All I'll say is that he takes his daughter to the ball. That's all I say. And that scene was difficult to get through.
Hated it.
And hated it. It's a joke. But we got through it, and we're moving on. So then this I don't know when this was filmed, but around January, February, then the coronavirus starts to kick up here. And by March, April, May, June, you're in the middle of the coronavirus. And they have something related to that in this film. The streets are deserted, and Borat's like, what's going on? And he finds this guy without a mask, or his mask is down around him, and he looks like he's buying some stuff at a convenience store. And he's like, what happened? Nobody around. And he's like, yeah, the virus. You need to get indoors, the virus. And he's like, I have no place to go. Can I stay with you? And he's like, yeah. He was like, yeah.
The producer pulls out a wad of cash behind the camera.
Yeah,
the
because
guy's
it's like, no way. I was like, no,
Joe, I believe, it's Southern hospitality. I believe he's from the South. It's had that large Southern drawl. I believe that they, a person from the South would invite you to their home. But in a pandemic, shit, I don't know,
That's
man.
what I was thinking. That and the cameraman.
money.
The cameraman,
Yeah,
too,
that's what I was
right?
saying. Like, they have to offer
it's fake.
money.
Okay.
So.
But at the same time, it's their opportunity, right? I think these people, when the camera turns on, people turn into different people. They either shut down, or they like to be loud and boisterous, and they feel that the attention's finally on them. And so maybe these two guys, because there's another guy waiting at the house that they drive to, maybe they like a little bit of the attention on them at this time. And it just goes to show you that. Okay, how do I approach this? Alex, you approach this.
Oh, these two good old boys have some real interesting websites that they get information, facts. They get their facts from there.
Yes.
Tune on, and
they're talking about, like, just to say,
some hardcore conspiracy theories.
Hardcore conspiracy theories. And then Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen probably is just, like, presenting them with information. And they're like, no, that's a crazy conspiracy theory. And it's just like, what the
Right,
fuck?
he's showing the books that they teach his own daughters and how they treat women in this
live in
country,
cages
and how babies are born in his country, where it's like the doctors are like gang banging your wife while you're in the waiting room.
Males just walk out.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this is some
This is
conspiracy theory stuff, lies. And so you have that
What the
that
fuck
stark
moment.
contrast with the cognitive.
And that's what I like about
dissonance.
him, and that he does that so well. You're just like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
It's
I
because
know.
people love when you're into what they're into, and so when he's like, Obama is devil, yes, and they're like, yes, and it's like, I made a song, and he's like, yeah, jail Obama, and they're yeah, and so it gets people excited, and they go and they say some kind of weird, wacky things. They're at. I saw some of my friends on Twitter were talking about, I overheard some of my Republican friends were on Facebook, but this was at work, and they were discussing like drinking, like the Democrats are blood drinkers, and they drink the adrenaline, like. That to me is like lizard people and flat Earth, but
shape-shifting lizard people are real, all right? The Earth's round, but there are shape-shifting lizard people. We've seen them.
But the Clintons harvest the adrenaline glands from when, all this bad stuff is happening, and then they inject themselves, and then they also drink blood and stuff, and that's why they do what they do. Democrats are evil kind of thing.
The devil.
And bless their heart, because you could tell they are good people, and I think genuinely, even if there weren't cameras around, they might still open their home or offer, help to any person, regardless. Well, not regardless of their political beliefs, but because if he came in, but it just kind of shows you that the deeper you get within one group, and you surround yourself with nothing but that information.
Echo chamber.
It shows you how extreme you can get. And it just sucks that when Borat was showing the extreme stuff of his country, they weren't making the connection. But oddly, they had a genuine, friendship kind of thing, or they were just trying to help this guy out.
Cool guys.
Cool guys to hang out with. I'd want to hang out with those guys, even if they spouting these crazy conspiracy theories. Just gonna be like, dude, this is how it is. Can we have the beer and discuss this? But no, they want to fucking shoot you if you said anything positive about it. Okay, anyway, so then they go to a rally, and this is one of the more shocking moments in the film, because it kind of shows you. It really lays bare some of the people who attend these things.
Yeah, and he goes to
some
the
of
rally
their extreme views.
Well, he goes to the rally because his daughter's going to be there because she wanted to be a journalist. So we're moving the story forward. So she's going to be at the rally.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, you have to go. So he brings his boys along.
Right.
And he pretends to be a
and
country music singer.
He tells his friends like I'm going to die if I don't get my daughter to do these things, right? And so his friends really want to help him.
He's like, but if she sees me, she's gonna run. He's like, oh, you gotta get a disguise.
So he gets in disguise, goes to the rally, and you could clearly tell there's no way at this Trump-Pence rally, Trump 2020 rally, or Republican rally, that they're going to allow him to just walk on stage. It does appear as if he had pre-planned it. He had a band already ready, but of course the film makes it look like he just bumbles in. Yep. And wait, are you the country singer? He's like, yes. And then, they let him on stage. But no fucking way. That was planned from the beginning. So he goes up on stage, and he starts singing the song that his friend wrote.
Very catchy, by the way.
It's a very catchy song. How does it go, Joe?
I don't want to say it.
No, say it, Joe.
You guys have to listen to it. How about
say it. Joe, say it. How is it catchy? Come on, Joe. Everybody knows that you don't believe in that shit. What? How did it go? Something swine flu?
You inject him with the swine flu.
Inject him with the swine flu.
Or cut him up like the Saudis do.
Cut him up like the Saudis do. Okay, so Joe thought it was a genuinely catchy song.
And he gets these people at the rally to start.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, he riles them up. He's like, he says stuff that is like they believe. It's like, Obama belongs in jail. This is a liberal hoax. And then he starts.
Obama is a traitor.
Yeah. America, he does hate her. And then he moves into. What should we do? Like, inject them with the Wuhan.
And these are real people. Whereas I feel like when you get in these individual one-on-one situations and you got the cameras there, you're kind of pressured to go along with it. Or like you said, they'll nudge you and be like, "Can we do this together?" But when you're at a rally and you only got like one camera and there's a bunch of cameras anywhere because it's an event. then you get to kind of see real people, and they actually blur people's faces because those particular people did not give their consent. You know, they probably came by and had forms or whatever.
Well, they had just on camera given a bunch of Nazi salutes.
Right. So it starts out kind of innocent at first. It's like, okay, well, you know, a few of these Republicans and conservatives, they do actually believe that, you know, Obama is terrible for the country, and so to actually get somebody to sing a song that believes what they believe, and Obama should be in jail, and Obama is a traitor, and let's cut up journalists and fuck the journalists, and they're like, yeah, cut them up like Saudis do, but then they don't realize some of the hypocrisy.
But they're already clapping, and they're like, well, I'm already clapping, and I don't want to stop clapping.
Yeah.
All right.
And then he goes a little further.
And then further and further.
And further and further. And then that's when some of the racism comes out. That's when some of the Nazi stuff comes out from some people in the crowd who start flashing salutes and things like that. And you're like, God, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
You hate to see it. And look, in the United States, we have a two-party system, right? And so there's going to be extremists on both sides. So we're not saying that, you know, Republicans are evil exclusively. This is all the way they all are. No. Hell no. This is just putting a little bit of a mirror to just showing you what echo chambers and extremism can do to make you believe in these crazy things and have you ally or believe in some things like Nazis do and things like that. So, and I think Borat is at his best when he's exposing this kind of stuff. So I thought that this segment of the film was, you know, one of the better segments where it's like making social commentary at the same time, trying to, you know, be funny and trying to show these people the hypocrisy of the whole thing. Unfortunately, after that, I think the film kind of falls off except for one big major reveal that we can't spoil.
The very end, yeah. There's one more segment.
There's one more huge thing, but I'm talking about the segments in between that with his daughter, and it's just not working for me. I don't really care about it. Yeah. At the end of the film, they reveal that, oh, ha, ha, this big twist. It didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. You know, this... I can't even say that. I don't know. There's a celebrity appearance at the end. There's an explanation for all of the chaos that has been going on in 2020, and it just doesn't work. It feels stupid. But
it's a Borat movie.
We need to talk about the final thing. The final thing that this. So I don't know. They're sitting on kind of a little bit of a bombshell about a particular high-profile. Republican politician that is very close to Trump, and this film has him doing something in the film that is quite shocking.
Yes. I agree. Agreed.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to say anything.
Don't want to touch on anything.
Look, if you're interested, go watch it. It'll probably be up in a couple days, but you know.
I just want to say, because I can't help myself, that I always knew that guy was a sleazeball and an opportunist, and that seems, you know, kind of
on brand.
On brand. It kind of almost seems like that's been, you know, like a regular thing, or I don't know. You know, part of me wants to feel sorry because it's like, is she leading him on into these things? Most definitely. But at the same time, you're in a professional environment, and you've been in politics and interviews and all of these situations for pretty much all your life. Mm-hmm. So to still be so nonchalant or to still be so in that mindset at that time doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I was sure that at this person's position, they'd be like, what? Like the second this stuff is going on and they're saying like, nah, out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But that's the opposite of what happens. He couldn't have gone along with it any more than he did. So anyways, you'll have to check it out or look it up yourself. We won't spoil it for you here. Mm-hmm. So Borat, ultimately, what would you guys say is the final verdict?
For me, I love the first one. I saw the trailer. I was excited.
Yes.
The antics worked way better than the first one.
Yep.
This is going to be a 6 for me.
Yeah.
Check it out. Mm-hmm. Just if you got nothing to do, have some drinks. It's pretty funny. Some of it's pretty slow. Very cringy at times. A lot of cringe.
Tough to get through some.
It is. Yeah. The narrative didn't really work out for me. The first one was like I said, it was way better with the skits and everything and the little banter between him and his friend.
Yeah.
This one just like kind of just dragging along. So 6 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this is an above average. I mean, there's definitely some funny points.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess, fortunately, this one isn't as quotable as the first, so we won't be dealing with.
There's not a single quote in here.
No, because like all of the original film had everyone just repeating everything, but this one, I think they went a little bit more trying to focus on like putting famous people in ridiculous situations, putting focus on certain social things, and that's not going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
The story didn't work for me here all that much. So I think it's probably worth watching, but I think it's just a barely above average kind of funny movie, and if you've got Amazon, check it out. But
yeah, so 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go worse than that. I didn't enjoy it quite as much, just because I think I had more expectations for Borat, because you'd have 14 years to work on it, and I think Sacha Baron Cohen is a funny guy, but there's no magic. It's nowhere near as good as the original. The original, if you don't know, I would have given a 9 out of 10 to. I think it handled both the social commentary, the comedy, and the politics extremely well. This one, the comedy is like way down here. The politics has been ramped up really high because obviously it's an election year. It's quite clearly Sasha leans one way and he wants to make a point about Pence and Trump and who's in charge and kind of show hypocrisy, whether it's real or not. And in this instance it is. But I don't know. If you're doing one of those really hard political things, you got to bring your A game. And it didn't feel like the A game was there, especially with the father-daughter story, which didn't click with me. It wasn't really all that do people really believe this actress is 15 years old? And did they really believe that all these things that he's saying about his daughter? And I don't know. I guess people are easily misled. Of course. Yes. Okay. Anyways, but I just think it's a 5 out of 10. It's average. Take it or leave it. Because I like Borat as a character, I had to see this. I wanted to see it. I was excited, but ultimately I was a little disappointed in it. And yes, it has this explosive thing, and you think I would like it even more, right? Because I don't like Trump. I don't really like Pence. I think he's kind of hypocritical for supporting, Donald Trump is not the best, Christian. But they didn't focus at all about, they didn't really go into the Pence. They didn't really do some of the things that I thought they were going to do. Instead, it does an about face. It does a twist. It focuses on a different character. And I'm like, that guy is easy. And that guy's low hanging fruit. We all knew he was a slime ball. So, you did. So you didn't even really kind of, point out something that people didn't already know. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to add. I like this one better than Bruno. I don't know if you guys remember Bruno.
Yeah,
this was better.
I don't even remember Bruno. I think I watched Bruno.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but
it didn't register. This is
one.
better than Bruno.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember if I've
saw
watched
it
it all the way through.
I watched Bruno all the way through. I think I remember Bruno being at least on par with this one or better.
I like this one a little bit better.
Oh, so
okay. Joe thinks it better. You think Bruno's better this one, but yeah. Basically, what I can tell you is it is a little bit of a disappointment. But there are some shocking things in there. There are still some good jokes, and check it out if you're a fan. But if you're Republican, conservative, or you plan to vote for Trump or Pence, this one's probably going to piss you off. You're going to point out how don't play politics and stuff, but that's what he's always done. So this one's probably not going to be for you, mainly because you'd be right in the fact that it's not as funny and it's not as good.
Yeah, you're just going to be mad the entire time.
Don't
do it.
If you like cringe comedy or cringe situations, you may like this a lot.
No.
Like those people who like watching really awkward situations.
They kind of enjoy
they're not
the
for me.
awkwardness.
Like I don't think any of us like them.
That's why I think I like that a little less. Like I know it was about to happen a few times, and I just didn't want to watch.
I was like, can we fast forward this?
But none of us ever said it. We just went through it. So 5 out of 10, guys. That's it. Borat 2, not as good as the first. That's our opinion. But anyway, we're back to movie reviews.
Yeah.
Yay! So we'll have to look up what's on the docket next, or we might have to space these out if nothing is coming out. But know that we, as much as you, can't wait to get back to movie
love
reviews.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes. So excited. Isn't the trailer out?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Aliens come to Earth once every 6 years, and jiu-jitsu masters have to fight them off. It's pretty much Mortal Kombat.
That's no way that's out this year.
It comes out in 1 month from today,
That
I
is
believe.
my type
We're
of
watching
movie.
that, and then there's
My
something
type
on
of
like
movie.
Christmas. I think they're going to try to put out some movies, so we'll see. All right, guys, we'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys.